Think it's time to upgrade your traditional watch by adding some apps and notifications to your wrist? Here are the features to look for, along with the top-rated smartwatches we've tested. When it comes to the design, Fitbit's mantra seems to be one of "if it ain't broke, don't fix it." The squircle design of the Apple Watch and the original Versa seems to have been embraced by users, and Fitbit has carried that onto the Versa too. At first glance, the new fitness watch does look strikingly similar to its predecessor, but closer inspection reveals a few small tweaks, giving the Versa 2 a very stylish look indeed. With a depth of 0.47 inches, it's only a tiny bit thicker than the Apple Watch 3, but since the chassis tapers inward toward the heart monitor underneath, it actually appears slimmer. And, with a screen size of 40mm, it should fit most wrists. Thankfully, Fitbit has removed its branding from the bottom bezel of the Versa, meaning the bezels on the Versa 2 are slightly thinner, giving you a tad more screen real estate than before. While the display's black background is usually quite successful at disguising the bezels, they are quite obvious at some angles, albeit easy to ignore. Where the original Versa had 3 buttons on the chassis, 2 on the left and 1 on the right, the Versa 2 sports just a single button on the left and serves as both the select and the back button. This means you're never more than a press or 2 away from the feature you need to access, while any other navigation you need to perform is done via the touchscreen. It's capable of hitting upwards of 1000 nits of brightness, although we found this to be actually too bright for general use, setting our Versa 2 to the lowest brightness setting permanently. Even at a dim setting, the 300 by 300 resolution screen is crisp and, thanks to its ambient light sensor, is capable of adjusting brightness according to the environment you're in. The body of the watch is large and has some weight to it, but it doesn't feel too heavy on your wrist, and it sits comfortably too. It's a touch thicker than some may like, but it's not significantly thicker than other top-end smartwatches. The watch itself is made of hard nylon combined with glass fiber, and the two materials combine to deliver a premium look and feel, and solid build quality. There are 2 buttons on the right side of the watch are adjacent to the 2 and 4 positions on the watch face. Both of these buttons are the exact right size and feel tactile when you push them in, which means pressing them without looking down at the watch is easy. The top button can be used to open the main menu of the watch to see your list of available apps, and can also be used to exit apps when you're navigating around the watch. The bottom button is used as a shortcut for your most used app. By default this is set as the TicWatch Fitness app, but you can change this to any other app you have installed in the settings. For example, if you often find yourself making mobile payments with your watch, you could set it to launch Google Pay, so that it's only a button press away. As for the strap, you've got 8 different choices. You can buy silicone straps in either orange or black, and there's a brown leather strap as well as 5 straps that combine those 2 materials. The Galaxy Watch Active 2 is a dead ringer for its predecessor, the 40mm version, anyway, since the new smartwatch is also available in 44mm, which is more manageable than the Galaxy Watch's hefty 46mm bigger model. As it stands, both options are pretty light, starting at 26 grams for the smaller aluminum and 30 grams for the larger, present but not weighty when worn during a run. Like the original Active, the basic Watch Active 2 has an aluminum body. It comes in cloud silver, aqua black and pink gold colors. You can also get it in stainless steel for a higher price, which comes in silver, black and gold. The cheaper model comes with a rubberized fluoroelastomer band, which you'll recognize if you've ever worn an Apple Watch, material that felt natural through casual and sweaty activity, and would be fine worn sunup to sundown. If you want a classier look and feel, you can opt for the heavier stainless steel body with a leather strap, but you can also swap out any Samsung sold or aftermarket 20mm band if you so desire. The 2 side buttons are also the same as before, a back button on top, which is now outlined in some case colors, and a home button below, which brings up your apps. While double tapping the latter brings up Samsung's Smart Assistant Bixby by default, you can set it to something more useful, such as a shortcut to a frequent favorite. The Apple Watch 4's key feature is really its design. We say that because while the extra health benefits are something that are worthy and really make this an attractive device for those in need of them, the pool of people this is relevant to is smaller than just those looking for a new watch. Another major upgrade is the electrocardiogram feature that has so far only been enabled in select countries, including the US and the UK. This spits out a set of data from the ECG to your health app on the iPhone, which can be exported as a PDF and give information on rhythm to a physician, Plus you're able to write notes to contextualize what was happening at the same time. The other thing we weren't able to really test was the new fall detection, as you have to go down a certain way and remain there for a while to activate the feature. We did try to fall, but it was getting a little embarrassing and perhaps we need to commit harder to the testing. We'll update the review if we get braver in the coming months. However, one thing that did worry us a little about this feature is battery life. While it's great to see that fall detection exists, and will be set up automatically for those over 65, the fact that you really need to charge the watch once a day is going to be harder to remember for some users, and that could mean their safety blanket is redundant if the watch has no power. The Watch 4 also comes with an alert system if your heart rate goes too low or high. Should your heart rate spike or fall hard for no reason for a long enough period, you'll get an alert telling you all is not well, and maybe you should see a physician. Let's get something out of the way right now. The always-on display rocks. It's a brilliant upgrade from Apple, and it's been well thought out in a number of ways. It'll take owners of previous gen watches about 5 minutes to go from automatically raising, flicking their wrist to activate the screen to expecting to see the time when their eyes just wander down to their Apple Watch 5. This ease of transition is because that's how we all know a watch is supposed to be used. You look at it, you see the time. That's what the watch now offers, and it means that rather than you having to rely on muscle memory, it works like a regular watch when you want to, see the time. Apple should have taken this a little further though. The display dims when not in use, but not enough. If you're in a darker environment, the Watch 5 still shines like a beacon on your wrist, and if you want to wear it at night, then it's highly distracting. We found ourselves activating cinema mode in darker conditions. Apple should have added an ultra-low brightness mode, something akin to the luminescent watch hands on some regular watches, easily visible to others, but not distracting. This would have saved power, too. Apple talked up the new low-temperature polycrystalline oxide technology used in the Apple Watch 5 as the reason it could make the device run for longer, when actually it's the same tech used in last year's OLED display from the Apple Watch 4.